It is very simple. Everyone has a passion for reading deep within their heart. Now, the only difference is whether it is within your heart or deep within your heart or deep, deep, deep within your heart. So in this video, we're going to be looking at the top 10 fiction books that you must put on your TBR. Welcome back to Genius Apple, and make sure you enjoy this video and pay close attention because these are some books which I would highly recommend, and these are some must-read books which you forever have to keep in your mind. So hey there guys, welcome back onto the channel. Today, I hope you're feeling as energetic as me and you're ready. Just grab your notepad or pen and jot down these books because these are some of the most amazing books which I would recommend to you guys to read, because fiction has come a long way. Fiction has been evolving since very, very long, and people have been reading it since then, and since then I feel it is 10 times better than factual books. Yeah, obviously factual books give you lots of knowledge and give you information and you learn from them, but there's nothing like trying to fantasize your own world into a book. So basically I feel fiction is really, really interesting and everyone should be acquainted with it. So let's jump into the first book, and I'm going to be explaining everything in detail so that you understand every small detail and aspect of this book. The first one is The Magic of the Lost Temple by Sudha Murthy. Now, one of my favorite books, my personal favorite, and apparently even you guys liked it the most. If you haven't noticed, it is one of my most viewed videos on this channel. So The Magic of the Lost Temple is something that is just enriching. It is warm, calm, and the storyline goes pretty easily and it's super easy to understand. So anybody who is looking for simple language type books, they can jump and grab this book. This book talks about a young girl called Nooni who goes to the village of her grandparents, and she discovers a secret hidden in that village. The reason this book should be on your TBR is it simply captures the culture and beautifulness of small little places. It makes you believe that even the smallest of places, even the smallest of stories, even the smallest of imagination can be true. Which it goes the same for fiction. Everything that is fiction can be real. That's what you don't know. That's why fiction is called imaginary. Similarly, in this book, Nooni hears about an old legend and somehow it turns out to be true. So even the smallest of imaginative belief can be true. Now, the second book I wanted to talk about was The Blue Umbrella. An amazing book written by Ruskin Bond, and of course we all know who Ruskin Bond is. If you do not know who Ruskin Bond is, you've been living under a book for a very long time. Ruskin Bond is one of the most famous Indian authors, and he has written this amazing piece of work, The Blue Umbrella. Now, it was one of his first books and it was one of his biggest success. And he has also described the small village life of India in this book. It focuses on a young girl called Binya who finds a fantastic looking blue umbrella and everyone envies it. Especially the main most rich person in the village. He does not want that girl to have something that he doesn't. So it's like a simple friendly war between them, and it talks about the culture of that small little village and how Binya goes about with her blue umbrella. Now, the reason this book should be on your TBR is it is simple to understand, and if you're a beginner and if you're just beginning to get into reading and if you're a young kid, then of course this book is certainly for you because it is one of the classics. And if somebody asks you if you're a reader, you do not classify as a reader if you've not read Ruskin Bond's The Blue Umbrella. If you don't know what TBR is to be read. So these books should be on your to be read. The books that should be read by you. That is TBR. Now, the third book I wanted to talk about was The Book Thief, written by Marcus Zusak. This book has just blown my mind. The reason is that it is based during the time the Nazis had power in Germany and during the rise of Adolf Hitler. It talks about a young girl whose adventures during these times, and it's not a happy and adventurous kind of book. No, it actually focuses on the sad parts of her adventure as well and how hard it was to live during the time of the rule of the Nazis in Germany. And now, the reason that this book should be on your TBR is one, it is really beautifully crafted. The story is something that will 100% make you believe that this thing has actually happened, but whereas it is fiction and it hasn't ever happened, I can assure you. The second thing is that it will surely improve your vocabulary, because there are some words in this book that many readers cannot really understand, and it is a very hard to read book, so you have to have some good vocabulary. So you're going to understand words, that you're going to search up words after you read this book. So it's going to enhance your vocabulary like a lot. Now the next and most important aspect to why this book should be on your TBR is sheer interest on how people used to live during those times. This book also talks about happy energy, love, and all these things which actually make this girl and her new family survive during this time. Needless to say, her family and she just come through all of this problem, and they finally bash through all of these like obstacles that are faced in their path, and she is a very adventurous girl. The fourth book I wanted to talk about was The Way of the Warrior Kid. I know you've had a little bit too much of that in the past 3 videos, but I must assure you that if you are looking for something that is interesting, has proper value in it, but not a self-help book, this book fits the bill perfectly. Written by Jocko Willink, this book is something out of the ordinary, because this book talks about a young kid and how he grows to becoming a warrior kid from a wimp. Like, he is physically incapable of doing anything. In the second book, he learns how to mentally not judge people or something, and in the third and final book, you mash those two together. It is a trilogy, and I highly recommend it to for you to read. Now, the reasons why this should be on your TBR are that one, Jocko Willink is a Navy SEAL who has served as a US Navy SEAL for 20 years. So you are sure that you have to be sure that there's going to be a ton of valuable content in this book. Also, the fact that this is similar to the one Book Thief, it makes you think that all these things have actually happened. They are 100% real, but no, they are completely fictitious. The characters are fictitious, and again, they're not too much overcrowding of characters, so pretty easy to understand, and the language is also very simple. Now, the fifth book I wanted to talk to you about was Tom Gates by L. Pigeon. Now, if you're looking for a ton of comedy and adventure packed into one book, this book is for you, because Tom Gates is something that I have never seen before. We have all read the Wimpy Kid series, but this is basically something quite different from that, but in one way quite similar to that as well. Does that make sense? Of course it doesn't, but Tom Gates has captured all the daily life of a young child, similar to Wimpy Kid, but in a slightly better way in terms of art and comedy, because Wimpy Kid's illustrations are simply a child writing in his diaries, while this book's illustrations are just magnificent. The beautiful art and the drawings and illustrations of this book are amazing, plus combined with the funny storyline, this book is something that packs a real punch. And if you really are into comedy, and if you really want to read some valuable books which will show you how many problems a young kid has to face in their life, which are quite a lot. Parents somehow don't believe that, but they are quite a lot. So Tom is a young kid who goes throughout his daily adventures. They are not like some crazy famous 5 type adventures. No, they are simple adventures, like going to school on time, like trying to eat your breakfast, your family is crazy at times, somebody bought something, family reunions, all of that stuff. Those are big adventures. Trust me. The sixth book I wanted to talk to you about was Demon Dentist by David Williams. Now, if you've not heard of David Williams, I'm sorry for you. It is something out of the blue. Like, it just came up when I was just scrolling through different books to read, and when I read this book, boy was I surprised. Demon Dentist is a book that focuses on the life of a young kid, Alfie, and he is faced by a demon dentist. A dentist who is a little bit crazy. She's a witch, but I'm not going to get into all of that. That's for you to discover. The reason this book should be on your TBR is that it is just simply funny and super interesting. And again, it shows you the power of love and what parents are ready to do for their children. If you want to read something that has a happy ending along with some nice storyline with a crazy action-filled adventure-packed story, yeah, this book is for you. So make sure you check it out. And the last and final book is a book that is a super duper famous book. Even a movie has been recreated off of this book. It is Holes by Louis Satchel. Now, Holes has won the Newbery Medal and there are several awards that this book has won for being the best book of the year, etc., etc., because this book was just mind-blowing. The fun fact about this book is that there are many things going on in the background, like connecting the past with the future, a curse that went all the way from the past and came down to the future, and it was broken in the future. So the reason that this book should be on your TBR is that it actually there are lots of hidden things going on in the background. So it's for you to try and figure out how everything is going to plan out in the end. And of course, if you didn't figure it out, then obviously it's just the fun of discovering how things just suddenly happen and you're shocked. You have no idea. So basically, it's more than meets the eye. And this book also teaches children about perseverance. Perseverance and how to just push through on any problems that come in your life, like these two young kids did in this book. It talks about two kids who have been sent to a camp due to reasons that they are not clear for. This is a bad boys camp, and people are made to dig holes that are 5 foot deep and 5 foot wide all day long. But there is something that is going on wrong behind all of this hole digging. So that is what these people find out. And I must say that the title for this book, Holes, is amazing. Just let me mention that every book I've mentioned in this video, the link can be found in the description down below, and I'm going to be giving you a detailed book review of all of these in the description, so you can just go ahead and check it out. The reason for that is that there's much more constructive criticism and proper details and breakdown of all the aspects of the book in the videos that I have linked in the description. So these were the top 7 books to keep on your TBR. I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a like, and it's not gonna harm you. Like, seriously, if you leave a like, nothing's gonna go wrong. Click that like button, it's gonna disappear. I've done something. And if you click that subscribe button, it's gonna actually turn into a rotating cube. Test it out right now, and as soon as the rotating cube bursts, there's gonna be a bell. Ring it. It's gonna blast through your phone. Anyway guys, I'm gonna see you guys next time. Hopefully you loved this video. If you did, I would love to see your support by clicking on that like button. And I'm really thinking about something. Seriously. The reason I'm thinking about, come closer. The thing that I'm thinking about is, you love this video.